The stream of American materiel of war grows to Australia, the base of South Pacific operations, as P-38s and Air Cobras come off transports just arrived. Warbirds for the United Nations airmen. Some come partly knocked down. Others are in crates to save valuable shipping space. But all are ready for quick assembly so these Allied planes can be off to wing through South Pacific skies in search of the Jap. The arsenal of democracy is delivering the goods to the many assembly plants that have been especially built throughout the continent. And when the plants overflow, the fields are used. Wings are uncrated and added. Guns installed. Everything must be in tip-top shape, and each nut, each bolt, each wire is double-checked just as carefully as back home before these trim eagles take the air. Guns are tested, too. The next time these 50s fire, it may be at a 0, and that's when accuracy counts. Speed is the word at this Allied base down under, so with gas tanks filled, the fighters sweep aloft with a defiant challenge. Planes are only part of what's reaching the South Pacific. Truck bodies and chassis are also shipped knocked down to save shipping space, but are pieced together in double-quick time, a tribute to the cooperative spirit existing between the Allied nations. As an example, take a flat steel sheet that packed easily in the hold of a cargo vessel. Bend it, form it, shape it with the help of an Australian power press and a New Zealand workman. Then weld it, and you get a gas tank. From jeeps to prime movers, from light trucks to tanks, the United States is delivering the parts. ANZAC and American know-how give a blueprint of successful accomplishment. That production line looks as if it had been brought from Detroit. But in any case, these trucks are starting on a long roll that won't end until Tokyo is reached. On the way to Tokyo is New Caledonia, an island 248 miles long, and so strategically placed by nature that it stops Japan's expansion south, like a dam in a river. Men are also going to these advanced South Pacific bases in a growing stream, fanning out from Australia toward the north. United Nations soldiers arriving for an offensive in the South Pacific, crack troops and crack equipment. The Yankee soldier's on the move, and he moves fully prepared for whatever he may meet. Disembarking at New Caledonia, he likes the bracing air, the tropical scenery, and the coral sea behind him, on which that battle wagon has run interference for his convoy. In their new home on this palm-fringed tropical island 1,000 miles east of Australia, just one stop short of Guadalcanal. But wherever the Yankee soldier hangs his barracks bags, he's assured of good Yankee food, and New Caledonia is no exception. No iron rations here, but a field kitchen, up and operating without delay. It's the efficiency of well-trained food providers, and it's GI chow. What do they think of today's menu? Look at those grinning faces. The residents of New Caledonia, Melanesians, a word that means black people from the islands. A welcoming committee of the Home Guard being reviewed as the civilians look on with pride. They're free French, these people, and though their arms are limited to a shotgun here and there, they are determined to remain free. New Caledonian mothers and fathers in their Sunday best, and an occasional uncle down from the hills in his traditional war paint and feathers. Even Junior's along, with a cross of Free France on his chest. They've come to welcome Major John Cotton of the Army Medical Corps, and the Major responds with whatever medical aid they require. That's democracy in action. A gesture of goodwill these friendly people can understand. They form a line, and the Major has a pill or two, or a bandage, or a word of advice for everyone. U.S. Cavalry in New Caledonia, a regiment lately from the United States, on review in the shadow of towering mountains set in a coral sea. Yanks in the South Pacific give a high rating to New Caledonia, For though it's a natural barrier against Japan's march southward through the islands towards Australia, it's also the jumping-off place for action in our drive on Tokyo. And action is what these Yanks have crossed the Pacific to find. Wherever it is, they're ready, confident in themselves and in their equipment, anxious to meet the common enemy and avenge the horror Nippon loosed on the world. Australia's behind them. Japan is before them. They're on a one-way road running north into the land of the rising sun. So after the review, it's catch up on rest. Maybe tomorrow will bring the call to move north. North to the Solomons.